Cell reference. What exactly is cell reference in Excel? Let's understand. Before we begin, an important note: if you would like to download this workbook which we are using, you can click on the link given in the description box. Also, the link is mentioned in the suggestion link. Let's begin. So many times when we are using Excel, we write down a particular formula in a cell and then we copy that formula in subsequent cells in a column or in a row, correct? And doing this, the references of the cell which we are using gets changed. But what if we do not want the reference to change? Let's have a look with an example. So let's say if we want to multiply this 50 with all the numbers mentioned in the D column. So first what we do is equal to, we select the cell C4 or type in multiplied by D4. Press enter. Fine, we got our answer. Now let's drag this formula or double click here so that the formula gets copied. So if we check the next cell, what happens here? The reference is changed. Now in the earlier cell, it was C4 into D4. Now since we have copied it, the reference changes from C5 to D5. Here C6 to D6, C7 to D7, C8 to D8. But we do not want this particular blue cell to change. We always want it to be multiplied by 50, correct? So in this case, we will use absolute reference. So press F2 and let's modify our formula. Select the cell C4 and press F4. Now when we press F4, you will notice a dollar sign appears before C and also before 4. So it freezes column C and it has freezed row 4. Press enter and now again select the cells and Control D. Now in this case, what has happened when we have copied the formula, the reference is not changed. The first multiplying reference, that is C4 cell, is not changed in all the formula which we have copied, correct? And these numbers are individually multiplied by this cell. So this is the case of absolute reference where we have freezed the column as well as the row. But in many cases, we just have to freeze a row or freeze a column. Let's have a look with an example. So let's say in this case, we want to multiply this row individually with these numbers and these numbers. So let's put a formula is equal to, select this row C22. Now in this case, we want our row which is 22 to be freezed because we want to copy the numbers in this row with these numbers, and also for these numbers we want to multiply it by the row 22 only, right? However, we want our columns to change. When we copy our formula, we want the column reference to change from D, E, F, right? So let's press F4. Now it has freezed column as well as row. So press F4 again. So when we press F4 2 times, it freezes the row. So in this case, a dollar sign appears before 22. Now multiply it by this number and press enter. Now select the cells and press Ctrl R to copy the formula towards right side, and then press Ctrl D to copy the formula below. Now if you check these formulas, you will notice that the reference of 22 row is never changed. It is same in all the cells. However, the column is changing from C to D to E and F. Now let's have a look at a column reference. So suppose we want to divide the sales figures individually with gross profit and net profit. So we always want our column D to be constant. So in this case is equal to select this and press F4 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So you notice a dollar sign before D. When you press it 4 times, the effect of freeze is removed. And then you can start over again. Now divide it by this cell. Press enter. Select all the cells by pressing shift and arrow. Control D, Control R. So we have copied the formula, and when we check the formula, our reference to column D is remained unchanged. Everywhere it has taken column D. However, the row numbers are changing. Here it is at 42, 43, 44. Correct? That is what we want. Now let's use this example in cumulative sum also. Let's say we want to find a cumulative sum of these numbers. So basically here we want the sum of north region. Here we want the sum of north and south. Here north, south, east, and here all 4 regions. Correct? So let's select the first cell. We'll press is equal to sum. Now in the first cell we want sum of only north region. So from here let's select a range from D61 to D61, right? Because it is the same cell. However, in the subsequent cells we never want row 61 to change. When we are copying the formula down, the column is anyways not going to change. However, we do not want the row to change in this particular case. So we'll freeze the row 61 by pressing F4 twice, press enter, select all the cells and press Ctrl D. So now if you see here, the range it is starting with is always from row 61, and if we do not do this and copy the formula, then it will keep on shifting and moving one step down. The reference will keep on changing. Similarly, if we want to do it horizontally, again we'll put the same formula sum, select the cell F62 to F62. However, in this case we want our column to be freezed, so we'll press it 3 times and close the bracket, enter. Select the cells, Ctrl R. Perfect. So now if you notice, it is always starting the calculation from column F62. I hope you understood the logic and concept of cell reference. Do check out our next video. Please visit our website to download this workbook and for more information. Subscribe to our channel. We wish you a very happy learning. Thank you.